Hello everyone. In this video, I will show how to integrate your website. It doesn't matter which language it's written in, or if it's a web application, to add leads to Bitrix24. First, let's install our application. You can install, for example,
Let's switch to the tab.
Click Try It Free.
Copy the domain of our portal and click Install. Agrees to all policies.
and actually the application is installed. The last step remains, which is activating its license.
You're entering a real email because the license key will be sent there. Of course, you can change and check it. This one isn't ours, so a real one is needed.
And so it installs essentially. So here will be the application. It says here that the application is waiting for fields. How to have them appear? You first need to submit them. We'll do that later. Here are statuses. The application can both receive status and change it in Bitrix24 and send it back. And there are settings. There are quite a few settings, but they are all described, and you can read them here. What do we need? Go to the Integration tab, Integration. And here there is actually
ready integration. That is, you need to understand immediately if you have a ready CMS, like WordPress.
I don't know what kind of open cart is there. You install a ready-made integration and a ready-made module, and you don't need to program anything. Everything will work. However, if you need manual work, for example, with PHP or Ruby or Node on the application, you need to manually integrate all this. How is it done? Let's move to the documentation.
Here, there is documentation and there are secret tokens.
Dolina Pinch. So to begin, we will take a look. We need a secret token. And as I mentioned, not a key, but an integration domain. We can check if our integration is working. In this case, I created a simple form. We will immediately find out whether it works or not.
Works. We move to the Create Interlib tab. Here's an endpoint. And here is a description of all the fields that are possible to accept. And there is also an example. That is an example of an array. In this case, we will simply copy it.
And what we have on our website. As I mentioned, it's a simple form that just sends contact details to an email. For example, we have the task to transfer this data to Bitrix24. And here you have two options. Either you use Composer, you know what it is, you work with it, then it will be easier for you.
Install it, or it's not there. Let's first consider the option if it's not there. So, what do we need? First, after the email is sent,
We insert all our data copied from the documentation.
we will not transmit all this. We only need the field. If you need products or other tags, for example, or if you want to transmit currency, everything is described in the documentation. You can read it. So what do we need? Domain.
We copy it and paste it here.
Next, we need the integration secret key. Here it is. So, it's clear here. And what do we need? Put the name. Email. So, we write the email.
So we remove this whole thing.
And now, how do we transfer all this? And actually where to transfer it? Let's take.
We do so, and he.
Maybe I'll just copy.
Sending code. if you again have their composer. Although it will be simpler, I'll show you how to do it with composer. If you have Laravel, it's even easier there. There's a ready-made package. Let's write a send function. Basically, I'll just insert this function. Here is the post. So there it is. This is a simple curl function for sending. This is how it will look. Basically, yes, everything is correct. Yes.
Date instead of look. Here's the URL. Well, let's keep it as URL. What do we do next? Here we have the sending function.
We are sending it now. And we need to specify our endpoint. There's a mode. Here. So what is our endpoint? Let's see, the documentation is changing.
Status. Here is API version 1. Lead add. It is already prompting us. And we put our
date. Also, let's do a var dump of everything that came through.
And let's see how it works. Test.
It shows here as job true. That means everything added. Don't look here because the mail function doesn't work in principle on the account. Next, what do? We go back to the application and
let's compare these fields.
so name will be the name, email will be
Email.
What do you need to know? You can name the fields however you want. After the first submission here, they will be transferred. And here you can also see the latest value. So that later, to add, for example, I can add a phone or anything, any field you need, and I can add a product here. There's no need to match the product. Oh, well, it is described in the documentation how this product is added. So let's take a look again.
Name. Let me enter something real now.
I click submit. It's visible, job true. That means everything was transmitted correctly. So let's move on.
Here you can see Roma
And email. If you're using Composer correctly, it will be even easier for you. How does it actually work?
Let me show you. We install Composer, or rather our package.
It's installed. Now I'm going to do a query here.
Next we need to, well, essentially to take the risk. Here is framework. So this is it. Updating ourselves, adding functionality.
So what is needed here? Change subdomain lead framework. Let's see what domain we have. ABIA real lead free. We copy it, paste it. Authorization. This is actually our authorization.
And API key. So let's put it right here.
So this is our key. Next. Here we do the sending.
We go to our documentation and look at send. It can generate an error, so it's better to do it like this.
var dump.
This is an access check. We need to buy.
So we
Yes, and we take our fields.
Authorization can also be removed. Well, that should work somehow like this. Now, let's go here.
Turn on the data. Submit.
Everything works. Please note, here it gives the referrer user IP, and
in general, Google Analytics is transmitted, and a lot of additional information is sent. Besides, you can set up a smart UTM interceptor. So, for example, if a person visits your site, you can use UTM tags to know where they came from. By default, this does not work. You need to call it manually.
On each page, that is, it would be great to connect, for example, right in the header.
That's how it is. But we work on it. It needs to be connected on every page. So let's check if everything worked. CRM. Here you can see our lead was transferred. Besides this, if you need to add something there, take a look. There is VOI below. You can see what data you transferred. For example, here, what was processed, what lead was created. If you have an error, these errors will also be visible here. That's all. Thank you for your attention.